Hi, this video gets you started with Microsoft Flow. It allows you to connect parts of Office 365 with external services such as Twitter, Trello and Salesforce, automating actions between them. It also comes with a companion mobile app on iOS and Android. This will send you push notifications, e.g. if you receive an email from that VIP customer or from your boss. So I'm getting started here with the mobile client. Going to the App Store on iOS, but I can do the same on the Google Play Store and look for Microsoft Flow. I can download this and I'm ready to get started as soon as it's downloaded. Now that I've got it downloaded, the first thing I need to do is sign in using my school or work email account. Flow will ask you if you would like to receive notifications. You need to click allow if any of your flows have got approvals, as otherwise you will not be notified from the mobile app. And once we've done that, we're ready to get started. Here in the gallery, I can see lots of pre-made flows that I can use to get started very quickly. I can scroll through the mobile ones here, or if I look a little bit further down in the app, I can see other categories, e.g. button. If I click see all, then I can see all of the flows which are initiated by a button. I'm going to do this one. Quickly email a note to yourself and click use this template. Flow shows you all of the configurations that are necessary, but there are none here, so I tap create and I'm ready to go. All I need to do is tap done up the top and then I can click buttons down the bottom. Tap the big button that says quickly email a note to yourself and type in the email subject. So I'm going to write speak with boss and a note in the body. Have a chat about upcoming project. And once I'm happy, I click done. I can see the spinner there and the flow has been initiated, and it will quickly ping an email to my email account, so I've got a note of what I want to do. Let's have another look here. I can click on the top and I can see all different categories. So I'm going to go to events and calendar. And scrolling down here, and I'm going to block out my Office 365 calendar for an hour. This is great for when somebody just grabs you in a corridor conversation and says, can you pop into this meeting? Now I've tried to click create here and it's shown me an error. And this is because there's a configuration needed. It asks me for my calendar. So I click the drop down and pick calendar. It's already connected to my Office 365 account, so there's no configuration needed there. I click create up the top and again I'm ready to go once I click done up the top. Let's stick in this category here and I'm going to scroll down a little bit more and I'm going to pick this one, notify co-workers about running late for a meeting. Sometimes you just need to quickly fire off a note to all the people in the meeting, just say I'll just be a few minutes late. And if I click use this template, then this will set this up for me so I can do this quickly and easily. Again, this is a slightly longer one in terms of configuration here. I can't see any gaps of anything that I need, but if I click create and there is a configuration, it will tell me. So let's tap that. I can see that it's saving the flow and there was no configuration needed. So I can click done up the top and I'll be ready to go. I'm going to tap buttons and let's try this notify co-workers about running late to a meeting. So all I need to do is tap that third button down the bottom there. I can see the spinner starts and this one has a workflow in it that has an authorization. So I can see here that what it's done is it's sent me an email at my work account and asked me to approve that notification. So I click approve. Pops back into the Flow app, click confirm, and it's done. When I click done, that email has gone to all of the colleagues, no matter how many are on the next meeting invite, just to tell them that. So let's have a look at that, and I can see, hi all, my previous meeting is running over. Let's have a look now on the actual web client at how Flow works there. So I've gone to office.com and clicked on Flow. Now, when I go into this, the 3 flows that I've set up on the mobile client should be available here under My Flows in the web client. and I can see that all three are there. The notify co-workers, block out the Office 365 calendar, and quickly email a note to yourself. Now I can click templates here, and this will show me the same predefined templates that were available elsewhere. Just give those a moment to load up, and you can see all of those categories up the top, just the same as the other one. So let's go into productivity now and look for someone here. So the first one here, save Office 365 email attachments to OneDrive for Business. That's really useful for when you receive a lot of email attachments and you can't quite remember which one it was. What this flow will do is take any email attachment and just save it into a location on OneDrive for Business. You can see the spinner down the bottom here is just making sure that all the connections are right for Office 365 Outlook and OneDrive for Business. If there was an error, then I would have an error here, but there isn't, so I'm going to click Create Flow. Okay, and this loads up here, and I can see that there's no configuration that's needed for this, and I'm ready to go. I can see that the flow is on from this slider in the top right, and I can see that all the connections are right because they've got green ticks to them on the right-hand side. So let's pop back into templates again, and let's have a look at our fifth and last flow that we're going to use. So this one is slightly more complicated because what I want to do is set up a flow that will take a response from a form and do something else with it. So I want to have a flow that will take risks that anyone puts into the project risk log through this Microsoft form that I've already created. So let's have a look in forms and you can see what I'm talking about here. So you can see here I've got this form here which is raise a risk. So this would be really useful in a project context where people might not have access to the risk register, but we want anybody to be able to raise a risk at any time. So we can quickly use Microsoft Forms to create a form that they can access on PCs or on a mobile client. A few questions there. So let's just click on preview and you can see this is what it looks like on computer. This is what it looks like on mobile. So it's great for if somebody wants to raise a risk on the go. So what I want to do is set up a new flow that will take an input from Microsoft Forms. So I'm going to click Create from Template. And I'm going to go to the Data Collection tab here. Okay, so I can scroll through these and look for different ones. So I can see there's one there about forms, which is to record the responses in SharePoint. And if I can go to there, I can see one there that says notify the team when a new response is submitted. So let's go with that one because that'll be really useful. So when somebody raises a risk, it will get posted through into the appropriate Microsoft Teams channel to let everybody know that a risk has been posted. And then everybody can have an input and have a conversation around that project risk. Okay, so we can scroll down there and we can see there that it's all connected up correctly into my work or school account. So when I click create, there will be some configuration in this one. It's not as simple as some of the other ones we've got previously. So the first one we've got here is when a new response is submitted, and I need to pick a form from the list of forms. So click that drop down there and I want raise a risk. Okay, so we've got the list of responses. It's taking in the unique identifier of the form. So now we need to configure it to tell it which team I want to go to. So I pick the one that I want from the list of teams. I've got a demo project set up there and I can pick the channel I want. So I've got the risks channel. And then the next thing I want to do is the body of the message. So this is what's actually going to be posted into the Teams channel. So we can see there that I don't have any fields I need to do. So I need to go back up a step and in the form ID, I need to tell it which form I want the response details from. Now when I click in body of the message, I can see now that I've got all of the responses there. So if you can't see what you need to create your message, then you may need to go back and review further up in the list. So I've typed in the text here, new risk, and then I'm going to pop in a field that's come from the form. So I've got the risk title, the description. Okay, I'll just type a little bit more. Now I want to say what the impact's going to be, and then I'm going to drop in the field impact from my Microsoft form. Just a little bit more, the probability, and again, just clicking on the probability field, that will pull that across. And who was the person who's posted it? So what was the email of the person who's posted that? So once I'm happy with that, I'll then be able to click Save Flow down the bottom and Create Flow up the top. So that's done, and I can just click Done on the top right to test that out. So let's have a look and let's just test that and make sure that that works. So I've got a risk here. So I've got that form responses may not be submitted correctly. The Forms to Teams link is being demonstrated before it's tested. So there's a risk that this will not work correctly and the demonstration will need to be re-recorded. The impact of this will be high. Let's just go with a medium probability on that. And if we've got a possible resolution. So I haven't on this occasion. So I'm just going to click Submit. I've submitted my forms, and if there's any actions on this form, they will carry on. But what will also happen is Flow will now run in the background and should take the output from this. It's recognised that a new response has been submitted to the form, and it will create a post to go directly into Microsoft Teams. So here I am in Teams. If I click on risks, I can see here that that's happened. I've got a brand new post in Microsoft Teams, raising the risk, raising the status so that everybody in the project will be able to see it. They may be able to click reply in that, have a conversation around that, maybe say that is a valid risk, that's not a valid risk, or this is a duplicate of something else we've got. Microsoft Flow is a powerful tool which allows you to automate repetitive actions, saving you time to spend on high-value activities. To get started, go to flow.microsoft.com and follow the team at Microsoft Flow on Twitter.